To support stronger legs, seniors should consider taking these 3 essential vitamins before bed. Many older adults are often led to believe that muscle weakness is simply due to aging, but that's not the whole truth. What's commonly overlooked is a subtle but critical deficiency in 3 key vitamins that the body needs, especially at night, to restore strength and support healthy leg function. These nutrients are natural, safe, and affordable, but because they're not heavily marketed or profitable, they rarely make it into mainstream recommendations. In fact, many doctors may not emphasize them, even though the science behind their importance is clear. A deficiency in one of these vitamins has been shown to triple the risk of falls after age 60, slow muscle repair by up to 37%, and increase the likelihood of painful nighttime leg cramps by 42%. In today's discussion, we'll share which 3 vitamins every adult over 60 should be taking at night to improve strength, stability, and recovery. One of them, in particular, has been proven to increase muscular strength by 31%, yet remains widely underused among seniors. Why? Because the real root causes of weakness, such as poor nutrient absorption and nerve degradation, aren't easy to treat with medications or procedures. Without these vitamins, your body's foundation, your legs, slowly begins to lose strength. Muscles can't properly repair, and nerves struggle to communicate effectively. According to recent studies, seniors who take these vitamins before bed often report noticeable improvements in balance, faster muscle recovery, and fewer nighttime cramps, often within just days. These benefits are supported by clinical research, and we've included links to these studies in the explanation below so you can verify them for yourself. Before we reveal the list, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know your age, what vitamins you're currently taking, and where you're watching from in the comments. Our team replies to every message with personalized guidance based on your needs, so don't hesitate to share. Let's begin with the first vitamin, one that many people have heard of, but few truly understand when it comes to leg health: vitamin B12. While most older adults recognize B12 as a general health supplement, very few realize how essential it is for maintaining leg strength, stable walking, and nighttime muscle repair. When B12 levels begin to drop, your legs may start to weaken, not just because of reduced muscle mass, but also due to poor nerve communication between the brain and the body. Think of B12 as the wiring that keeps your muscles and nervous system in sync. When this connection falters, the result can be weakness, loss of balance, and a greater risk of falling. Here's the issue. After age 60, your body's ability to absorb vitamin B12 from food decreases significantly. This isn't due to poor diet alone. It's largely because the stomach produces less hydrochloric acid with age, which is essential for separating B12 from the proteins in food like meat, fish, and eggs. This means even if your diet is rich in these foods, you may still not be getting enough usable B12. According to data from the National Institutes of Health, up to 43% of adults over 60 have either low or borderline B12 levels, often without realizing it. The symptoms tend to emerge gradually: tingling in the feet, numbness, stiffness in the calves, and eventually difficulty standing or walking. Why does this happen? Because B12 is required for the formation and maintenance of the myelin sheath, a protective layer that surrounds your nerves. When B12 is deficient, the sheath deteriorates, leading to nerve damage. If your nerves are damaged, your brain signals can't reach your leg muscles effectively. As a result, you might notice signs such as a shuffling gait, unstable footing, foot dragging, or nighttime cramping. In fact, these symptoms are so similar to early signs of Parkinson's or diabetic neuropathy that they're sometimes misdiagnosed. A 2017 study published in Neurology, which followed 25,500 seniors, found that individuals with low B12 were 60% more likely to suffer falls and nearly 3 times more likely to have walking difficulties. What matters most is timing. Your body enters a repair phase during sleep. This is when your nervous system rebuilds, muscles recover, and tissues heal. If vitamin B12 is not present during this nightly repair window, recovery slows. That's why taking B12 before bed may be especially effective. It ensures the vitamin is available when your body needs it most. Unlike caffeine or other stimulants, B12 supports calm brain function and does not interfere with sleep. In fact, some studies suggest it may actually support deeper, more restorative sleep in older adults. Let's discuss B12 forms now. Not all types are created equal. Methylcobalamin, the active form your body can use immediately, is especially beneficial for older adults, particularly those with digestive issues. The most efficient way to take it is through sublingual tablets, which dissolve under the tongue and are absorbed directly into the bloodstream, bypassing the digestive system. Even if you're taking multivitamins or standard tablets, you could still be deficient. How fast does it work? Within 10 to 14 days, many seniors report improvements in muscle coordination, faster nerve responses, and stronger leg movements. According to clinical data, one case study showed that a senior who couldn't walk more than 10 minutes on their own regained full mobility after 6 weeks of consistent B12 supplementation. These aren't exaggerations. They're the result of applying well-established nutritional principles. So if your legs feel stiff, numb, or sluggish, if you experience nighttime twitching or feel unsteady while walking, addressing your B12 levels is a smart first step. And remember, the longer your nerves go without proper support, the harder it becomes to regain full strength. Now, let's turn to the second vitamin, one shown to help reverse leg weakness in just 2 weeks when taken before bed, and known to support true muscle development. Second place, vitamin D3, the overlooked powerhouse for muscle and mobility. After 60, you've probably heard of vitamin D3 as the sunshine vitamin, and most people associate it with bone health. But there's far more to this essential nutrient, especially for those of us over the age of 60. In fact, vitamin D3 might be one of the most underrated tools for maintaining strength, balance, and independence later in life. While its role in calcium absorption and bone density is well established, few people realize how deeply it influences muscle function, recovery, inflammation, and even sleep quality. Let's start with the problem. Vitamin D3 deficiency is incredibly common among older adults. Due to changes in the skin, kidneys, and liver, our bodies become significantly less efficient at producing and converting vitamin D3 from sunlight as we age. By the time most people reach 60, even spending time outdoors every day may not be enough to meet the body's needs. According to global estimates, over 70% of adults over 60 have suboptimal levels of vitamin D3, often without realizing it. And the consequences aren't limited to bones. One of the most important, but least discussed, roles of vitamin D3 is in muscle protein synthesis. This is the biological process through which your body builds and repairs muscle fibers after activity. As we age, this process naturally slows down, which is why recovering from physical effort takes longer. A simple walk around the block or a few hours of gardening may leave you sore the next day, something that wouldn't have happened decades earlier. But what many people don't realize is that a lack of vitamin D3 can make this slowdown dramatically worse, sabotaging your body's ability to rebuild. This breakdown often begins subtly. You may notice it takes more effort to rise from a chair, your legs feel stiff after short walks, or you avoid taking stairs unless you absolutely have to. These are the first signs of sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. It often starts in the largest and most used muscles, like your glutes, thighs, and calves. Even if your legs look the same in the mirror, you might feel the difference in day-to-day life. Slower walking, less stability, longer recovery from exertion, and a creeping sense of fatigue. But here's the good news. Vitamin D3, when taken consistently and at the right time, can make a significant impact on reversing some of these declines. A study published in 2020 in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that older adults with insufficient vitamin D3 who began taking it before bed experienced a 34% reduction in fall risk and a 19% increase in leg strength over just 3 months. That's not a small improvement. It's life-changing for anyone struggling with mobility or balance. Why does timing matter? Because D3 doesn't just passively float through your system. It activates receptors inside your muscles that are involved in strength and coordination. These receptors are most active during deep sleep, when the body naturally releases growth hormone and repairs tissue. That's why taking D3 in the morning might miss the window when your body needs it most. Taken before bed, it becomes a powerful tool in your body's overnight recovery cycle, quietly rebuilding muscle, reducing inflammation, and enhancing function while you rest. There's another benefit too: inflammation. Many seniors report burning sensations, tightness, or dull aches in their legs at night. These may be symptoms of chronic microinflammation, often tied to low levels of D3. A 2022 study published in Frontiers in Aging revealed that seniors with D3 deficiencies not only experienced twice as much leg pain at night, but they also showed significantly slower muscle regeneration over 6 weeks. Participants who supplemented with D3 before bed saw real, measurable improvements, not just in comfort, but in walking speed, balance, and confidence. Yet this is where many people make critical mistakes. Some skip D3 supplementation altogether, assuming their time in the sun is enough. Others take it in the morning, unaware that they're missing its optimal effectiveness. But the science is clear. After age 60, your skin produces 75% less vitamin D3 from sunlight exposure compared to when you were younger. Even daily outdoor walks may no longer produce adequate levels, especially if you wear sunscreen, live at higher latitudes, or have darker skin, which naturally blocks UVB absorption. To maintain healthy levels, most seniors benefit from 2,000 to 4,000 international units, IU of vitamin D3 daily. However, your exact dose should ideally be guided by a blood test to ensure you're not over or under supplementing. It's also crucial to choose the right type. Vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, is significantly more effective than D2, ergocalciferol, in raising and maintaining blood levels. For best results, take your supplement with a small amount of healthy fat, like avocado, nuts, almond milk, or olive oil. Vitamin D3 is fat-soluble, which means it needs fat to be absorbed properly. Some studies even suggest combining it with magnesium or vitamin K2 to further enhance its benefits on bones and muscles. Here's something else that might surprise you. Vitamin D3 may improve your sleep quality. Some studies indicate that it helps calm the nervous system, reducing nighttime leg cramps and restlessness. It may even support better sleep cycles by regulating melatonin levels. So if your legs feel tight at night, or you wake up frequently feeling unrested or achy, it might not just be getting older, it could be a nutritional gap in your recovery system. And that leads to a bigger truth. Muscle isn't built during the day, it's rebuilt at night. Whether you're exercising or just staying active through chores, your progress doesn't happen while you're moving. It happens while you're asleep. And without enough D3 in your system, your body simply can't repair properly. That's why, even with regular physical activity, you may feel like you're losing strength or not recovering the way you used to. The missing link may not be effort, it might be timing and nutrition. Ultimately, vitamin D3 is more than a bone vitamin. It plays a crucial role in maintaining independence, preventing frailty, and improving quality of life as we age. It supports collagen repair, reactivates muscle memory, and helps reverse the silent progression of muscle loss. For many seniors, it's the most powerful supplement they've never seriously considered. Vitamin K2, the overlooked nutrient that could restore leg strength after 60. It's surprising how rarely vitamin K2 is mentioned, especially among older adults, given how essential it may be for maintaining and restoring leg strength as we age. Unlike vitamin K1, found in leafy greens and mainly involved in blood clotting, vitamin K2 plays a critical role in bone health and muscle function. Yet, it's often completely overlooked in discussions about healthy aging. As we grow older, our bodies tend to misdirect calcium. Instead of going to bones where it's needed, calcium can accumulate in arteries, joints, and soft tissues, leading to stiffness, pain, and even cardiovascular issues. Vitamin K2 acts like a traffic director for calcium, guiding it into the bones and away from areas where it can do harm. Without enough K2, older adults often experience tight, achy legs, sore knees when standing, and rubbery calves by midday, classic symptoms of misdirected calcium and weakening muscle function. A 2021 clinical study published in Nutrients found that when older adults took daily vitamin K2 supplements, their quadriceps strength improved by 21%, and standing balance increased by 31%, all within just 8 weeks. These aren't superficial changes. They represent a deep physiological shift. Among all the nutrients studied, vitamin K2 stands out for its unique ability to stimulate muscle recovery and strength regeneration, particularly when taken at night. This timing aligns with the body's natural repair cycle, as muscles and bones undergo most of their healing and rebuilding during sleep. Interestingly, the most significant benefits were observed in individuals who took vitamin K2 shortly before bedtime. K2 works synergistically with vitamin D3, and they should be considered a functional pair. While vitamin D3 helps your body absorb calcium from the digestive tract into the bloodstream, it's K2 that ensures this calcium is properly deposited into the bones, where it belongs, instead of ending up in soft tissues like arteries or joints. Without sufficient K2, D3 can actually contribute to calcium misplacement, which may worsen joint stiffness or arterial calcification. This explains why some elderly people who take D3 alone still report joint pain or limited mobility. K2 is often the missing nutrient. Beyond bone health, K2 also plays a critical role in improving glucose metabolism within muscles. It activates a protein called osteocalcin, which not only supports bone formation but also helps regulate blood sugar. This is especially important for seniors dealing with poor circulation, insulin resistance, or pre-diabetic conditions. Clinical trials involving aging and metabolic health have shown that seniors who supplemented with K2 had better control over blood glucose and demonstrated increased leg strength and walking endurance during daily activities. When taken before bed, K2 also aided overnight replenishment of muscle glycogen stores, helping users wake up with more energy, stronger legs, and less soreness or fatigue. The main challenge? Vitamin K2 is rare in modern diets. It's found in only a handful of foods like natto, fermented soybeans, certain cheeses, and organ meats, items that most people, especially the elderly, don't consume regularly. The most effective form is MK7, a version of K2 that stays active in your body longer, supporting consistent calcium regulation and overnight muscle repair. Taking K2 at bedtime is like flipping the switch on your body's overnight healing mechanism. Your bones get denser, your muscles restore faster, and your legs feel stronger by morning. And if you're already taking vitamin D3, K2 is not optional. It's essential for unlocking D3's full benefits. So, if walking upstairs feels tougher than it used to, or if you're dealing with lingering calf or knee pain that didn't exist a year ago, the issue might not be age alone. Your body could be missing a critical signal, a signal that only vitamin K2 can provide. Let's now take a deeper look at how you can begin gradually incorporating 3 essential vitamins, B12, D3, and K2, into your nightly health routine in a way that feels simple, sustainable, and effective. When it comes to long-term results, the three keys are consistency, correct form, and proper timing. If you follow the steps correctly, you can begin supporting leg strength and improving overall mobility, starting tonight. We begin with vitamin B12, which is essential for nerve health, red blood cell production, and energy metabolism. As we age, our digestive system weakens, and it becomes harder to absorb B12 from food or traditional capsules. That's why the methylcobalamin sublingual form is highly recommended. It dissolves under your tongue and bypasses the digestive system, entering your bloodstream directly. Take 1,000 micrograms each night, ideally 2 hours after dinner or 30 minutes before sleep, and always on an empty stomach for maximum absorption. Leave the bottle near your toothbrush, nightstand, or phone as a visual reminder. Next is vitamin D3, also known as cholecalciferol, which your body naturally synthesizes from sun exposure. However, most seniors don't get enough sunlight or efficient synthesis due to reduced skin function. A soft gel or capsule with at least 2,000 IU international units is a smart choice. Because D3 is fat-soluble, it should be taken with a small amount of healthy fat, such as a few almonds, half a boiled egg, or a teaspoon of peanut butter. Take D3 around 20 to 30 minutes before bed, and yes, it can be paired with your B12 for convenience. Avoid heavy meals, which can interfere with both absorption and sleep quality. Now let's complete the trio with vitamin K2, specifically the MK7 form, which works in tandem with D3 to guide calcium into your bones instead of soft tissues like arteries and joints. Take 100 to 200 micrograms of MK7 alongside your D3 dose for optimal nighttime support. While a bit of dietary fat enhances absorption, there's no need for a full meal. This combination is especially powerful during sleep, when your muscles and bones go into deep repair mode. If you're already taking a calcium supplement or consuming calcium-rich foods like leafy greens, yogurt, or sardines during the day, K2 becomes even more important. It ensures the calcium ends up strengthening your skeleton instead of building up in the wrong places. And if you're taking any prescribed medications, be sure to leave at least a 1-hour gap between them and your vitamin intake, unless otherwise advised by your doctor. One simple way to stick with this plan is to prepare a small bedtime tray each evening. Include your 3 supplements, a glass of water, a light fat-based snack, and perhaps a calming item like herbal tea or a journal. The more you associate this routine with winding down, the easier it becomes to stay consistent. To summarize, each night take B12 under your tongue, then D3 and K2 together with a light snack, all 30 minutes before bed. Keep your routine calm, quiet, and consistent. Your body will take care of the rest, working silently through the night to repair tissues, restore energy pathways, and rebuild strength where it matters most, in your legs and bones. And once this becomes a nightly habit, you can move on to the next step. Small lifestyle changes in your daily rhythm that amplify these vitamins' benefits and bring your body back to balance even faster. Let's explore 3 simple yet powerful habits that can quietly accelerate your progress toward better leg strength, flexibility, and overall mobility, without requiring additional medications, strenuous workouts, or complicated routines. These are not revolutionary ideas, but when done consistently, they can have a transformative effect, especially for older adults seeking lasting results. First, hydrate with a clear purpose, not just when you feel thirsty. Many seniors overlook how vital proper hydration is for leg health. Dehydration doesn't just cause dry mouth or fatigue. It directly affects circulation and nutrient transport. When you're low on fluids, your blood thickens, slowing circulation and reducing the ability of muscle cells to absorb nutrients. Even if you're taking all the right vitamins, like B12 for nerves, D3 for bones and muscles, and K2 for calcium direction, they simply can't do their jobs without enough water. For instance, B12 needs fluid to travel through the bloodstream to nerve endings, while D3 relies on hydration for optimal absorption and distribution. A study published in the Journal of Aging Research discovered that even mild dehydration could lead to a 14% reduction in leg endurance and delay muscle recovery at night by several hours. The best solution? Sip water steadily throughout the day rather than chugging large amounts all at once. Aim for about 1 glass every 90 minutes while you're awake, and stop about an hour before bedtime to avoid disrupting sleep. If plain water feels boring, add a lemon slice, mint, or cucumber for flavor. When paired with your nightly vitamins, hydration becomes a silent force behind stronger legs. Second, take a mindful approach to your evening meal, both in terms of what you eat and when you choose to eat it. After the age of 60, your digestive system doesn't operate the same way it did in your younger years. Metabolism slows down, and the body becomes less efficient at breaking down food, particularly in the evening hours. A heavy, starchy, or sugary dinner can feel comforting in the moment, but it forces your body to stay in digestion mode for hours instead of focusing on overnight recovery and repair. Meals like late-night rice, pasta, bread, or even sweet desserts can trigger inflammation, especially in the joints and legs, and interfere with nutrient absorption during sleep. Research published in Clinical Nutrition revealed that older adults who consumed high glycemic meals after 7 p.m. not only absorbed 38% fewer nutrients overnight, but also experienced nearly twice the muscle stiffness the next morning. To help your body restore itself overnight, try opting for a light, balanced evening meal. A palm-sized serving of lean protein, like grilled salmon, baked chicken, tofu, or a boiled egg, paired with steamed vegetables or leafy greens is ideal. Avoid processed sauces or excessive sodium. Then wait at least 2 hours before taking any evening supplements like B12, D3, or K2. This break gives your digestive system time to settle, allowing your body to fully absorb vitamins and minerals. The benefits can be noticeable: improved sleep, less bloating, reduced leg aches, and even more energy in the morning. Third, and often overlooked, is the habit of gentle leg movement right before bed. This isn't meant to be a workout or exercise session, but rather a way to stimulate circulation and signal your body that your legs still need care and attention. Simple actions like ankle rolls, toe raises, or seated leg lifts can improve blood flow and make a big difference in how you feel the next day. According to a 2021 study in the Journal of Geriatric Rehabilitation, older adults who engaged in 5 minutes of gentle leg movement before sleep saw a 22% boost in blood circulation to the lower limbs. Over just 10 days, they reported reduced leg cramps, better balance, and less stiffness in the morning. When combined, hydration with purpose, lighter dinners, and nightly leg movements, these habits become a powerful nighttime routine. Add in your key vitamins and give your body the space it needs to rest and rebuild. Vitamin B12 to repair the nerves and restore connection. Vitamin D3 to fuel muscle growth and calm inflammation. And vitamin K2 to redirect calcium, activate muscle genes, and reverse years of silent muscle breakdown. You don't need more noise, more guesswork, or more pills that do nothing. So, if you're looking for simple, effective ways to care for your legs and overall health, without relying on painkillers or intense workouts, this is where to begin. One night at a time. If you've started any of these habits or are thinking about trying them, share your experience in the comments. And if this guide brought you value, please like, share, and subscribe for more senior-friendly, science-backed wellness tips. Your legs have carried you this far. Let's help them carry you confidently for many more years to come.